So Kamala did a town hall with UNIVISION for the Latinos of the United States, and it went as boring as you can imagine. But to save you all the boring parts, I just highlighted maybe the best responses, not in the quality of the responses, but the most interesting in terms of her policies or whatever she promises to do. I'm going to be playing clip by clip so we can listen to her, and starting with this one.
Well, first of all, thank you for the question, and I hope your family is okay and your home is okay.
This first question was about her response to Hurricane Helene.
Okay, so there has been a lot of mis and disinformation.
Yeah, this is, of course, the card that they always have under their sleeve, or whatever FEMA spend the money on. We got a video of Karine Jean-Pierre. I hadn't shown it to you. I did not use it back then, but I could play it. So maybe let's see that what the actual disinformation looks like. I'm gonna play it just in case, the difference between October 2024 and September 2022, so you understand that Kamala's answers are the actual misinformation. So we have
it's
this.
Just categorically false. No, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use on migrants.
No, Biden did not take FEMA funding for migrants. And then in September 2022,
so
what did she
FEMA
say?
regional administrators have been meeting with city officials on site to coordinate available federal support from FEMA and other federal agencies. Funding is also available through FEMA's emergency food and shelter program to eligible local governments and non-for-profit organizations upon request to support humanitarian relief for migrants.
So it's that's why I told you that right off the gate with the first question that Kamala was answering, she already was saying baloney. That was absolutely not true. Yeah, this is misinformation. That now you see the actual information. They want to hide this. They want to do whatever it takes. Like when she denied that she was the border czar. Let's see the following clip.
About what we have been doing over the last 2 weeks and what we are going to do going forward. And I have to stress that this is not a time for people to play politics.
Oh, you have played politics. We already know, thanks to Joe Biden himself, that you have not really called Governor DeSantis for everything that has been happening with Hurricane Milton, and well, it was Joe Biden who confirmed that himself. We could give Kamala some benefit of the doubt because of DeSantis, because well, it's his words against her. But the moment that you see that Biden sets the record straight, then it's kind of embarrassing. There's no really that communication between Biden and Kamala.
And the first bill we offered Congress before we did the bipartisan infrastructure bill was a bill to fix the immigration system, including creating a comprehensive earned pathway to citizenship for hardworking people.
This is something that she has repeated many times. She has never said that she's going to close the border or she's going to curb the influx of migrants through the southern border. Instead, she has said that she's going to close the detention centers, that she's going to speed up the process of asylum and, of course, citizenship. And yes, she's actually going to do that. So I don't think there's something that you should know when we talk in terms of illegal immigrants. Nobody hates illegal immigrants more than legal immigrants. That's something that I have mentioned other times. It's something that doesn't need much explanation. It's like you are doing this long line, you're just waiting in line for 3 hours and filling all these papers and under the sun with a lot of struggling for you and your family. And all of a sudden, when you're about to get there, or maybe after you have just gotten all your stuff right, when someone just goes out of the blue and without signing the documents, without standing in line, without going through the due process, they just skip the line and enter the same as you, that would be infuriating for anybody. And well, I speak for experience, from experience as well. But there's one part of this town hall that was especially trending on social media, and I wanted to talk about this because I happen to know how teleprompters work, and people were saying, hey, Kamala is speaking with a teleprompter. You can see the camera in the middle has a teleprompter. Is this scripted? Our town halls can be scripted. And there's something that we need to understand. When we see that she's speaking, at that moment, she's speaking, but she's not really looking at the teleprompter, the letters are not moving. They are not moving. They should be moving because they should be moving at the rate when people are speaking. So, you know that I don't like to say things that are not true. It could be Kamala Harris. Could be anybody else. But in this case, you could see at the start of the video that the teleprompter was in all cases for the anchor, for the host of the town hall, to be able to talk into the camera and present whatever he was saying about Kamala Harris and have a little help from the teleprompter. But when she was speaking, and there's another thing that you need to see here, she was, it's like in the first question that we saw, I think that we can see it.
Your family is okay and your home is okay.
You see that she is speaking to the man here, okay? You see that she is here. And the man that we're talking about is up here. And the teleprompter is maybe not in the line of sight. She's talking directly at the man. She is not talking. You would have to look directly into the camera, directly into the teleprompter to be able to read it. And she was essentially talking at the man and at the other people that she was talking to. But let's pretend for a moment. So I want to set that record straight. I don't think that she was using the teleprompter, and the teleprompter was more for this guy that you can see here. Okay, whenever he was going to present that or a cut, make some kind of cut, he had some help from the teleprompter. But let's pretend for a second that she was actually using it. Don't you think that at least she would use better content? She would use the teleprompter to have actually scripted content to be able to shine here. Well, that really did not happen. And you see, as I'm telling you, this is the clip that everybody was talking about. And I can understand why, if the teleprompter, if there was no problem with the teleprompter, then why did they turn it off? I absolutely agree with you. That is suspicious. That is the first thing that I found suspicious, and that's the reason why my first reaction this morning was to tweet, oh yeah, she was reading from a teleprompter, and when they had this pan behind her and looking at the camera, they turned that off so nobody could notice it. But at the same time, they turned that off and she kept speaking with the same rate. So that's another proof that she was not using it. So let's be fair in one thing. And the thing that I'm going to be fair is that Kamala Harris reading from a teleprompter is the less of our problems. It's her policies on the website, her answers, like she said, that she is really, really compromised with or she's really dedicated to grant citizenship to all these people, amnesty to all these people. Those are the real problems. Not that if she uses a teleprompter or not. It's a bad form using a teleprompter and town hall. I don't think this is the case. But there are worse problems than that. I just wanted to or at least give my insight. I don't want to say set the record straight because I cannot possibly know for a fact that she was using or not using a teleprompter. But I'm giving you my insight in that regard. So
President Biden made a decision that I think history will show was probably one of the most courageous that a president could make.
Notice that she was speaking to someone that was to one side of the scenario, and there was no teleprompter there. to close that topic. And of course, he's talking like Biden did that decision or made that decision himself. And we know that it was not the case. And that's why Joe Biden, especially Dr. Jill Biden, are so pissed about what is going on.
Which is he decided to put country above his personal interest.
Maybe Pelosi decided to put her personal interests over Biden's. That's much more the explanation of that.
And he made that decision. He within that same period of time, supported my candidacy.
Yeah, that is that supported that didn't sound very convincing, Kamala. Why were you looking down? Why were you looking down, Kamala? Why were you afraid to look people in the eye? Is my question. I would like to know. It's interesting when you see people reacting to their own words and realizing how words come out of their mouths and what are the implications of what they are saying.
Within that same period of time, supported my candidacy and urged me to run. Donald Trump has said he will be a dictator on day one.
Well, Donald Trump actually said that. He said jokingly, at least for a day. But you know that sarcasm, satire, joking, it's like the left cannot understand, it cannot distinguish a joke from actual policy. But you know how it is. They will use every single tool of this information to push it out there. So keep in mind that. What else did she say?
Many people come from backgrounds and countries of origin, and we know what that means when you're talking about someone who wants to be president of the United States and wants to be a dictator.
Kamala, I come from a country that was destroyed by socialism, and I know a socialist when I see one. And believe me, Donald Trump is not a socialist. The socialist greets you in the mirror every morning when you're brushing your teeth. That's the socialist in the room. That is the socialist in this race. And I'm sure that many Latinos, many of my Latino brothers know a socialist when they see one. And no, this ain't it, bro. This ain't it.
Many months of what could have been happening right now in terms of putting resources into fentanyl.
Yeah, the putting resources into fentanyl did not come out good. But well, this typical Kamala fare.
And do the work of focusing on what we must do to have an orderly and humane pathway to earn citizenship for hardworking people.
Twice. She said that twice. You realize the pathway to citizenship. I wouldn't say that some people don't deserve it. Many hardworking people actually deserve it, but not every people, and especially criminals. This is something, a great distinction. And no, she hasn't said anything about criminals, illegal criminals. She hasn't said anything about the rising prices of housing, thanks to all the people. You know, you have a limited housing and you have more and more people, then the price of the houses is going to go up. This is normal. It's something that's basic economy. It's the economy is stupid. You remember that? Remember that line?
South as well as what was coming north. So I will put my record up against anyone in terms of the work I have always done and will always do to ensure we have a secure border.
That takes gall to say that with a straight face. She's willing to put her record protecting, quote unquote, the border against anyone, and you know that what that means. In which way she has protected the border? That's what I told you. That it was not maybe the body language or the content of the answers itself, but it's her arguments. She really thinks that she did a good job in the southern border. With all the numbers out there, it's baffling. Numbers published by the White House itself during the Biden-Harris administration. How is that possible? You tell me. I don't know. But they did it. They published it. And now Kamala is trying to sweep it under the rug. That is that takes a special, straight face, hardened face. I don't know how you want to call it.
Antes yo me gastaba unos $200
I used to
semanales
spend
en comida. Ahora me
$250
estoy
a week
gastando
in
hasta
food, and now it goes up to $350.
Prices are going up. And what does Kamala
I know
say?
prices are too high still. You know prices are too high still.
Yeah, everybody knows. It's like Oprah. I know you. Everybody knows prices are too high still. But well,
And we have to deal with it.
yes.
Here's how I feel about it.
Hand on chest, of course, because it's a heartfelt moment that she is emotional about the situation of the financial struggles of her constituents.
Again, you've heard my story. I come from the working class. I'm never going to forget where I come from.
Yeah, and of course, the hand on chest is very important to convey that emotion. It's so heartfelt how I feel for my fellow Latinos in the way that they are struggling.
And part of what we have to do is build what I call an opportunity economy.
The opportunity economy that nobody has a clue of how does it work. I think that not even Kamala Harris knows how it works, but we got a catchy name, and that is nice, I guess.
Where people have the opportunity, like you have described, for you to be able to work hard and your 5 daughters have an opportunity to then do what they and what you aspire for them to be able to do.
Word salad. It's something that we really wanted an answer for that. What is the opportunity economy? You have the opportunity to keep working hard and be able to get what your daughters have. All right, so sounds simple enough. Fair. I love it. Why haven't you done that already in the past 3 years and a half? Is my question. I don't know. I know it's an uncomfortable question. I'm sorry. I have to ask it.
So here's my plan. It includes what we need to do to bring down the cost of, for example, groceries.
And what is that?
One of the issues I'm going to be taking on is price gouging.
All right, price gouging. So she's pretty much a socialist. So this is what we got with Kamala's appearance at UNIVISION's Town Hall. It was worse and more boring than we thought, but at least we have some more insights of what Kamala Harris actually wants to do with the United States once she gets gets to be the top dog. No, it's not the top dog. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna fall for it. But yeah, if she gets to be the president of the United States. So that's a lot of word salad, but at least we know that she absolutely wants to grant citizenship to a lot of people. So make of that what you will. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. My body language buddies, remember to download my 100 free body language tips in the description of this video. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. Much love.